tank space that had a heating system that was state of the art. What, maybe 50 years ago?
Maybe 80. It wasn't that good back then.
80, right.
So we are standing in all the new space down in the basement underneath our kitchen. Remember what this was like? You used to have the old fieldstone foundation right here, a bad bulkhead here. It was dark,
right? Nasty.
This is this ICF stuff, which is so cool. Insulation on this side and on the other side, concrete in the middle. It's unbelievable.
And it goes up fast. It sort of snaps together like building blocks. You work your way up, and when you're done, you get not only the insulation factor, but you can screw drywall right to these to finish off the space.
It makes this space tight, and we finish it off with some insulation here on the rim joints. Really make it tight.
Okay.
So underneath here, there's plenty of space. So this house never had air conditioning, so we had on the first floor. We got the ducted system here, plenty of space for it. Comes back to an air handler right here.
Sealed and insulated.
Right.
I love to see that.
Now we move into the old part of the house. Remember what was in here before? There was this really gnarly, I think you'd call it, toilet in here. That's all gone, thank you. We had an oil tank here, that's all gone away.
And we had an old basement floor, which was in bad shape. They thought maybe we would tear it up.
All this discussion about jacking up, and this covered it with epoxy. Look what it does. It makes a perfect space down here. It's nice and clean.
Yeah.
Now underneath here, we're on that first floor, we've got radiant. We're just below the dining room here. We also have it in the kitchen. And we attach it to the underside of the subfloor, and then we insulate it really well to make the heat go up.
Warm underfoot and efficient.
That's right. Okay. All brand new, drain, waste, and vent, perfectly installed, perfectly pitched. Cleanouts where it should be. Excellent. Now this is where our big beast of a boiler used to be. Remember, we used to have to yell over it.
Oh man, and super inefficient. It was a staggering number that the homeowners were paying to heat the house.
Reported $10,000.
Oh, unbelievable.
That's all gone. Here's our cooling system for the first floor. You know, historically, cooling systems have had an outdoor condenser for each indoor air handler, so it was 1-to-1. So you end up with multiple boxes outside. In this case, we've got a single box outside, and we run one larger size line set to this, a distribution box right here. We can have these placed all through the building, and then you can actually pick what you want to connect to once you've done that. In our case, we've got 2 air handlers down here in the basement. Here's our ducted system.
Yep.
But we also could use a high sidewall cassette like you see everywhere. Here's one that would mount into a ceiling, so all you'd see is this. This would be for heating and cooling.
Right.
And also, this is a floor-mounted unit right here that would look like a convector.
And ours is for heating and cooling too, right?
But this is the real breakthrough. These things are called an inverter heat pump. So it can give you cooling, but it can also find enough heat, even when it's really cold outside, to provide heating. In our case, we're using it for backup.
Because we have the radiant.
That's right. So here's our hot water tank, a stainless steel tank. Doesn't have a direct flame in it. It connects hydraulically to the water-based system right here. Here's our beautiful mechanical room.
You are in heaven. Look at this.
So it might look confusing, but I love this. They've actually done an as-built drawing for future generations. That's really great performance.
Nice. Very nice.
All right. We've got different mixing valve temperatures here. We got water going out to the wood floors for radiant. Another mixing valve for tile. We go out to the radiators and baseboard, and this goes to the hot water tank.
Okay, and look at the layout, just perfect, right?
Clean, neat, always with the right shut-off valves where they should be. This material is pretty interesting. This is actually a new plastic, a polypropylene, and we don't glue it. It's actually fused. So you heat up this pipe, you heat up the fitting, bring them together, and the materials actually fuse together.
And this is all a water-based system that we've got
That's
going
right.
here.
It comes back to a heating boiler, super efficient. We showed this before. This is actually on.
Big improvement from the beast that used to be
It's
there.
on right now, okay? So we got exhaust going to outside, but we also got to think about air for burning. So this house is so tight with all that insulation, so you got air coming in right here to go into combustion. Right
Don't want to consume too much of this indoor
Right.
air.
And speaking of making sure there's fresh air, the last piece always is this. How do we get fresh air into a super tight building? This is an energy recovery ventilator.
Beautiful.
We'll take exhaust from bathrooms. It'll come this way. It'll go across a heat exchanger. A fan will push it across this heat exchanger to outside. Well, that air in the winter is filled with heat. You don't want to lose it to outside.
Right.
So at the very same time, air from outside, fresh air, passes through this heat exchanger. Take a look at this. You see there's layers that go in each different direction. This is what's inside here.
Yeah.
So now the air passes, goes back and forth, but they don't touch directly.
Yeah.
The heat that would have gone outside gets picked up by the cold air and stays inside the building.
So if they spent $10,000 a year to heat the old house, how much do you expect they're going to spend to heat this old house plus the new space?
I mean, we do these houses all the time, and I think the combination of insulation this good and this kind of equipment, we often cut it in half. I think this is going to be more like 75%.
Wow, $7,500 off their heating bill every year. That is amazing.
And it'll be comfortable, and it'll be every year.
Unbelievable. Nice job. This is who Emily refers to as the Deldens' first child. Her name